Sorry.
Take a second to get yourself together.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Your first name is
Jocelyn?
Jocelyn. How old are you, Jocelyn?
I'm 37.
Okay. What I'm going to need you to do is the phone is obviously in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be stationary
Mm-hmm.
because as you talk, you're doing this,
Oh,
and we're going to have motion sickness.
okay.
So, okay.
I would try best to get it set up because I don't have any stands.
Just prop it against a book or something. There we go. So, are you single or are you married?
I'm single.
Any children?
Yes, I have 4 kids. Yes, sir.
How many different fathers?
2.
How old is your youngest?
He's gonna be 2 in 2 months.
Maybe two next month.
Yes, sir.
And your oldest is how old?
He's gonna be 18.
Okay, so you got a 2-year-old and an 18-year-old. What would you say the right message is for women today?
The right message for me, I will say that we really need to take care of ourselves first, emotionally, physically too. I should say, well, we're already doing it, but see emotionally, importantly, so that we don't end up in wrong situation. We don't end up like getting fooled with the society, what our environment showing us.
You know what I hear?
Sorry?
You know what I hear?
No, sir.
Fear. A life led in fear. Am I misinterpreting that?
I don't know.
Okay, what you said in a nutshell was we need to worry about ourselves first so we don't get fooled.
Okay. Yes.
Is that
Yes.
okay? So if you got in your car, if you lived your life that way, that's a life based in what? Positive or negative?
In a negative way.
What is it? I mean, that's it. And I asked you, I said, okay, Miss Johnson, what's the right message for women? And immediately you said the right message for me.
Yeah.
So in front of them, so do you have daughters?
Yes, I have a daughter.
How old is your daughter?
She's 15.
So you're teaching her to be fearful of men?
Sometimes I should say yes. Sometimes.
Okay, what are you teaching your 15-year-old daughter a man's purpose is?
Oh, what am I teaching her regarding men?
Yeah, I asked you, what are you teaching your 15-year-old daughter what a man's purpose is?
Okay. Basically for me, what I teach her is just a person who's gonna take care of her emotionally, and yeah, that's for me.
You teach your daughter that a man is a person that's going to take care of her emotionally.
Not really take care, but something to support her. That would be the word, like supporting. That would be supportive of her emotion.
Supportive of her emotionally.
Yes, sir.
That's not what we do. That's your job.
Okay.
It's women's job to nurture and be the emotional support system. That's the female's job. So let's take a step back. I often find that women who are without men and have several children tend to live life in a defensive position. How different would you be living life if you had a husband who was there for you, was the father of all your children, and was there to support you? Would you be saying, then what would you say the right message for women would be?
Well, leave her Live life with the fullest, with no fear.
Live life to the fullest. I don't understand.
Sir.
I don't understand. Live life to the fullest. If you had a husband and you guys planned your family out and you supported him, he supported you, what would you say the right message for women in that situation would be?
Live life in your fullest. That would be enjoy life.
Where are you from?
I'm from Canada, but Congolese.
You said you're 37?
Yes, sir.
No disrespect, but aren't we past the age of where we're just trying to live life to the fullest and enjoy it? That sounds like life is a party and it's cotton candy and dessert all the time. Life is vegetables.
Mm, not of okay, not in that perspective. In my perspective, live in fullest. That means enjoy every single moment that you have with each that you value the most. Meaning,
Okay, how can you live life to the fullest without a man?
how could I live? I will be focusing in my what I have the most important would be my kids. Being
But
like,
but you didn't make those children. You didn't inseminate yourself.
no, I didn't.
So how can you live life fully without the men that made the kids with you?
Well, first of all, like as for myself right now, because the father of my kids, they're not in my kids' life.
The father you chose.
Sorry?
The father you chose.
Yes.
Okay.
So as that, what I say, I accepted my burden, the responsibility. So I'm enjoying them. Uh,
Your children.
yes. So I'm the way I enjoy them. I'm I'm present inside their life. Like I'm anything of their life. They're in every aspect of their life.
But they're like, but man. There's a school of thought that says women who have children and no men make their children's, they live their life vicariously through their kids. Aren't we as adults supposed to raise our children so they can go live their life?
Yes, definitely. Yes.
But that's not what tends to happen.
Yeah.
Because you had an 18 okay, because I'm not crazy.
Mhm.
You had to know that having children outside of a marriage makes it harder.
Yes. Yes.
So if you have one, we can always say, maybe you're young. But you got a 2-year-old and an 18-year-old. These are all choices.
Yes.
So I'm asking, what message are you giving to your kids that the importance of it? Here's a question. What message are you giving your sons and your daughters as the importance of a relationship?
Okay, that will be to not make the same mistake as me. For me,
To
that
not do what? Not make the same mistake?
yes, to not make the same mistake. I wouldn't want.
But that's not the question I asked. I asked, what are you teaching them that the importance of? And every time I ask you about something, it's something negative. I'm asking you, what are you doing? You're saying, don't go there, but what are you telling them to do?
I never thought of that. I'm just telling them what to not do, I guess.
Okay, so telling somebody what not to do sets up a fear-based system. Don't go in that room, don't ride that ride, don't eat that candy, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. What do you tell them to do?
To focus on there's
With people. No. We get it. And the answer is you don't.
okay. No, I don't.
Because you're not doing it.
No.
So you're living life as a single woman with children, fear based, and like most women, hovering over your kids in their lives. That's why a lot of women have 18-year-olds and 2-year-olds. That's not uncommon because your children are 18, 15, what other age?
13.
13. So that means you're about to be an empty nester in 5 years. So now you got a 2-year-old. This is why we are starting to see the largest group of women who are first time mothers or next mothers, it is not uncommon, especially in the black community, for women to have an 18-year-old and a 2-year-old. I thought I was crazy when I was seeing this 10 years ago. The 2-year-old is supposed to be a relationship.
Yes.
So you're saying, and everything you're saying, no one's ever asked you. And you're like, well, I'm telling my kids to take care of themselves and da da da. But are you raising them to just be individuals by themselves?
Yes. That's
I'm
right.
asking.
Yes.
Okay. So when I ask you what is the right message for women today, you said, take care of yourself. How's that working out for you?
So far, well, I, on my own standard, I will say it's standard.
I don't understand.
On my
How's that
own,
working out for you?
on my own view, I should say okay.
Okay. It's okay. Lights on, roof over your head, food in your stomach. That's survival.
No, like
Are
roof.
you thriving?
Are you what?
Are you thriving in life? Thriving, meaning not just surviving, meaning you're living life on purpose, on plan, and thriving.
Yes, I am. I am.
No, you're not. I don't hear a thriving woman. Let me
Okay.
give you a definition of thrive so we're both on the same page.
Okay.
Okay, thriving. Thriving. Uh-uh. To thrive. So why do you say you're thriving?
Based on what definition you give me,
Say again?
based on the definition that you give me,
Say again?
that you give me.
What is going on with your microphone based on the definition I gave you?
Yes, sorry, because the way my phone is pulled. Sir.
No, thrive, to grow vigorously, to flourish, to gain in wealth or possessions, to prosper, to progress towards and realize a goal despite the circumstances.
Oh yeah, yes. I should say yes. My goal or meet financially, yes.
What do you do for a living?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a truck driver.
You make more than six
My
figures?
company, sorry.
You make more than six figures?
A year, yes.
More than 200?
200 what? No, no, no.
More than 150?
100, yes.
With 4 kids.
Yes, sir.
If you were single, yes, even if you had 1 kid, but 4 kids, better than most. See, what I'm trying to get us to understand is, I'm gonna move you to the side because I don't know you, but
Okay.
so many of our women have made survival thriving. This is why we have so many women calling themselves divas, bosses, and queens when you're just average. And it's like you're living life by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you own your own company or whatever, but you're doing it alone. And that may be okay for you because those are your adult choices. But what I'm asking is, what are your children's choices going to be? And it's about people. What are you teaching your children that the importance of relationship is? And I'm hearing that you're not saying anything. It's
No,
just work and get some money.
yes. Because I guess myself, I don't know either what it is, right? So
You know what?
I guess because myself, I don't know the meaning either.
Were your mother and father married?
Sorry?
Were your mother and father married?
No.
Well,
They
where were
were
you born? Where were you born?
the divorce when I was a baby, few months.
When you were about 10 years old, did you think you'd be an unmarried mother of 4?
No, I never even thought about. No, I didn't.
Did you expect to be married at some point?
No, I wanted to be a nun.
Well, you're damn sure not that.
No, I didn't.
So I got a hard question to ask.
No problem, sir.
Did you have your children all on purpose?
No.
Okay. Um, well, my suggestion would be that you stop just living
Okay.
and you stop being, I don't want to say selfish, but a lot of times women, because there's nobody to check you. You're a god to your kids.
Yes.
There's no balance. But how are you equipping your sons and your daughters to go out into the world to interact with other people? Do you think life would be easier with a spouse?
Um. Yes, I will say yes and no. I'm in the middle.
Yes and no.
Yes, sir.
Why yes and no?
Yes, I could have a spouse who doesn't even do, who doesn't even
Hmm?
feel, I guess.
Everywhere, every continent on the planet where there are human beings, it is easier to live and cooperate together.
Okay.
I ask you if it would be easier to have a spouse, and the answer is you want to say yes, it would. The reality is you just don't know how to do it. But just because you don't know how to do something doesn't mean we try to make it seem like what we're doing is okay. Let me give you a different example. You went to school.
Yes, I did.
High school? Did you go to college or just high school?
College.
Okay. So everybody has subjects that they're good in.
Yes, sir.
Let's just say you're bad in math. You're bad in math.
Right.
Okay, but would you ever, as an intelligent woman, go out into the world and say, math is stupid, math is dumb, you don't need math, just because you're bad in math?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, that's what you're doing with relationships.
Wow.
Is a spouse would life be easier with the spouse? Well, I'm not good in relationships. Relationships, spouse is math for you. And you got to be careful. You got to be cognizant of the words that come out of your mouth, because it's not just about you anymore. You got kids, and they're going to look. Do you want your daughter to live like you live?
No.
By yourself?
No, sir. No.
How old is your daughter?
She's 15.
Then what are you modeling for? What are you telling her? And then what are you modeling for her? Or are you so busy working, paying bills, that the kids are pretty much figuring it out on their own?
No, I have time for them. I have time.
Okay, so when I asked you about relationships, I was hoping to hear you tell me what you're putting into them.
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't really talk about relationship like that. Most we talk in general.
Okay.
What we talk about most is more about the Bible. Sorry, relationship, we're really kind of related with the Bible, kind of the Jesus Christ love, Church Christ. I don't know.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I was raised in the church. I've been baptized since I was 5, so you came to the right one with that. That's not a reason to not talk about relationships.
Okay. I just don't raise the question then.
Okay. Do you talk about sex?
Sex. Yes, we do, but I was really brief on that. Like
brief?
Yeah.
Brief.
Yeah, yes.
So if they're not going to get it from mom and dad, and there's no dad, there's mom. So where are they supposed to get it from? The world?
No, so basically
Yes.
No, I wouldn't want that.
But that's what you're doing. See, in the Bible Belt, we had a lot of people who thought like this: don't talk about it because you don't want to put it in their minds. I didn't do that with my daughter. I talked about this stuff.
Okay.
And I was shocked that even 7 years, 9 years old, some of these stuff these girls are talking about. The important stuff is people. You're talking about a relationship with a God they can't see. But what do you tell them to do with the people they can see?
Avoid.
Huh?
To avoid them?
To avoid people?
Yeah.
Why? Are people dangerous?
Well, yeah, some, but it's not written
No.
on the forehead.
You're a person, are you dangerous?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
No,
really? If I ask the fathers of your children,
no.
are you the kind of woman that should be avoided?
No, they will answer you. Definitely no.
Okay, well, my point is, ma'am, we're all humans.
Sure. Okay.
How do you get around and avoid people? The reality is, this is the kind of stuff that modern women are supposed to be doing, but they can't do because they're so busy working, making money, that what they're best at doing by nature is the relationship. Just so women today have really no emotional, they're doing so much emotional labor that you don't have time to really teach the kids the stuff. So it's basically just survive.
Okay.
It's not your intention, but you're just not thinking about it. It's like, well, I tell them that God is good and God loves them and we can read the Bible. You know how many girls came up pregnant in the church because they didn't talk about sex?
Yes, I heard.
And then about relationships. Well, and I go back to what I said at the beginning. It's all fear.
Okay. So
So your children are being taught to think the relationships are fear. Can't do that.
no, just realize that. And thank you.
But how do you thrive when we live in fear? That's my question.
You don't thrive.
See, the thing is because we don't challenge what women think, because we don't ask women serious questions, because we tell women because you got a job, a degree, or whatever, and it looks like it, we don't look at the outcome. And you'll say, I'm thriving. Thriving and fear have nothing to do with one another.
Okay.
There's no thriving in fear. False evidence appearing real. Go back to the beginning of our interview. I've been in our conversation, and everything you said was fear, scarcity, and lack. Nothing happened, but just false evidence appearing real, false evidence appearing real. So my thing is, you got 3 children who are teenagers and a 2-year-old. You need to equip them with something and talk to them about relationships, because you have 3 children who are of age to have babies. They're fertile.
Okay.
Are there dads in their lives?
Sorry?
Are there fathers in their lives?
Off and on.
The youngest one has a different father than the 3 oldest
Yeah.
ones?
He's there. Yes, he's there.
The youngest one's father is?
Yes.
Why didn't you guys decide to be together?
Because I went for a quick trip in Africa. I met him in Africa, but he lied that he was not married, but found out that he was married.
He's married, his wife is in Africa?
Yes, so I couldn't stay with him.
And you got pregnant?
Yes.
So he's in Africa?
Yes, sir.
How's he involved in their life?
We travel, we go see him.
Childish too.
Yes. And phone calls.
That doesn't make sense. You're in Canada. He's in Africa. He's not in your child's life. And two, see what I'm trying to get you to understand is you've been kind of on autopilot doing this, and you're just saying what's. It's like as an adult, you could do that,
Okay.
but a kid can't. I'm going to call a pause right now. I think it would be a good idea for you to sit down with a family counselor,
Okay.
you and all your children, because there sounds to be like there's some life skills that did not get taught. You're 37, and whether he was married or lying or not, you were having unprotected sex. That's 100% on you.
Yes, definitely.
You should not be having another baby with a man who's over there. And even if he wasn't married, what was your plan going to be? Your kids are in Canada. What are you going to do? Move them to Africa?
Yes, that was my plan.
When you decide to be a mom and have all these kids, your life is up. Your life is supposed to be about your kids at this point.
Okay.
That's what conventional wisdom would say. Why would you move your children to Africa in their teen years? See, what's supposed to happen is you and I are supposed to get together, and then we're supposed to have a hierarchical relationship. Father, Son, Holy Ghost, husband, wife, and then we're supposed to decide we want to have children, and then get pregnant on purpose. When you're pregnant, we're supposed to already be preparing for this child to come in, to where it can come into an environment that's prepared on purpose. The next child on purpose, the third child on purpose. And we're supposed to do what we're supposed to do as adults to make sure that these people can get socialized, educated, to get out into the real world, to have a best chance to survive and thrive. That doesn't mean, well, we want to go live in Jamaica and I want to go live over here, or we still living life while we have no kids. No. So this is why I say counseling, because, a lot of us didn't learn this stuff. We didn't learn these skills. We were just taught to get a job, go to work, and do what you want to, and drag the kids along. But at least you sound like you at least have the means to start having conversations. Your three oldest children are already who they are, but y'all need to start communicating and talking, because you don't want your boys to go out and get some girl pregnant, and you don't want your girl to come back home pregnant. And then the 2-year-old, you got to have a better plan. Have a good one, man.